Good afternoon. Nana here. Zoe and Nana were supposed to be live together today, but Zoe was feeling a little under the weather, so Nana's going to go ahead and forge ahead. So, if you have not checked out Paper Pumpkin in a while, you might want to. We're going to do Nest of Christmas today, and it coordinates with a set that's actually in the regular Stampin' Up! Items. And I can show that to you. But you know what? They've just been putting out some very stunning cards, right? So they're just quick and easy to make because they're all in a kit. And so it doesn't matter if you're an advanced stamper or creator or whatever, and you like to create your own things. You might just want to check it out because you can always make alternative cards. That's what we do once a week after the first kit comes out, right? But it's just beautiful stuff, and if you haven't checked it out in a while, you might want to check it out, all right? So let's go down the hands. There's only 2 designs this month, so I've pulled some cardstock to see if we can at least make an alternative as well, all right? So let's go down the hands and let's do this, because today's the day where you sit there and do drawings for door prizes and everything and all. So all you gotta do is do an emoji, right? A comment or anything like that. Let's see if I can cover up those spots of lights there. All right, so this is what we're creating today. There's 2 designs. So there's 8 total cards. So it's just where it's quick and easy for you to make the cards, right? But I want to show you the envelopes. This is the stuff that you don't see. If you haven't seen Paper Pumpkin in a while, this has got green foiled there, right? Look at that green. Heat embossed on there. And that's the front of the envelope, but we can make a card out of this, right? And then look at all this here. We got these here, but looky here, I want to show you because this has got the foil on it too, right? Just, if you like foiled paper, they have been doing a lot of foil. This one doesn't, but that's okay, right? It's still going to be a beautiful card. So I just want to show that to you because you're going to see even when we get into the inside of this card of some of the different things that are new as well and are very, very pretty too. So let's do this. I'm going to just set this aside. And we're going to go, let's see if this is the first card they have in here for us. So they even have trifolds now. So again, if you haven't tried this in a while, you might want to think about it. Let me go to the second one first, because that's the one I got pulled out. So we have our instructions, and they just give you the visuals, right? But look at here, we've got a trifold. Look how nice this is. And that's what I want to show you, right? Because if you haven't tried it out in a while, you're not going to know about it. I'm going to set this aside. I'm sure we will create with that. We keep all the scraps of everything so that we can create with it later. So they have us going ahead and stamping on the tag. I like to just go ahead and fold down on the score lines as best I can. Let me see if I can get this down a little bit more flat. So if it's not as flat as you want, just get a bone folder or something that you can just go across the folds right there and just give it a... So see, the other thing you've seen is that they're doing even trifolds here in the kits. These are just some things we haven't seen. So if you haven't seen it in a while, just check it out, right? Because a lot has changed. So let's go ahead, while we got this with us, we'll go ahead and punch out. We know we're going to use our birds. And I want to show you some stuff we did yesterday at the retreat that coordinates with this. We're going to see what else we got here. We got our other bird. Yeah, so making sure I've got everything collected. I need one that's got 2 on it here. Is it 2 or 3? 2. And we're doing this one. The one with 3 is going to go with the cardinal. All right. Okay. Let me just set that aside a moment. I'm going to set this here. So we're going to go ahead and stamp. And we got our sentiment right here. So look at the stamps you even get here. So what they've done differently as well that you may not realize is they actually give you a printout now, just like they do with the regular Stampin' Up! Products when you get the stamp sets as well as dies and stuff like that and all. Now this one does have a die. I don't have the die. We're not using the die today. So they do them once a quarter though that has something that'll go with every single month. So that's new and different. So like I said, if you haven't tried it in a while, you might want to think about it. Now what I did yesterday, and I'm going to do today too, is when I sit there and do the Merry Christmas and it's not one word, I'll stamp one and I'll flip it over and stamp the other. And then we'll get us a tag. Let's see, I didn't run across the tag yet when I went through here. But that's all in here, right? So that's the thing about the kits is that everything you need is in the kit. Now when we do alternatives, right? I try to do stuff with that's in the kit, and then I do stuff that's not in the kit. Just add it just so you can see it. Well, I'm not sure what the tags are unless I drop the tags. Couldn't have possibly dropped the tags. I'm looking. Okay, this Nana does not know what she did with the tags. Unless I missed them and just didn't see them. Alright, let me go back through here again. Oh, look how pretty that is. See? Look at that foiled paper there. Right? That's what I always say. If you haven't checked it out in a while, you might want to consider checking it out. Here they are. I just didn't see them when I went through. Okay. You might want to check it out because it is. It's gosh, it's so pretty. And I hope they incorporate this with their regular stuff on a regular basis because it's just all so pretty. So yes, we're just going to say a Merry Christmas on this. And I'll stick this aside because we're not using that at the moment. And then they gave us shaded spruce. So again, if you save these for a while, you'll end up, for just even a whole year, you'll end up with 12 colors, right? Usually. And these are great. So if you're someone that says, hey, I don't want to have to buy stamp pads on a regular basis, well, just get paper pumpkin and just collect them. And you'll have a collection at the end of the year. So this is going on, I've been doing it for 3.5 years, so I have a lot of ink spots. And we use them, right? And they're great when we get together, especially if you're doing cards for kids in the hospital. We sit up there and I use these as well. I'm just going to stamp Mary right there above it. There you go. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to do the assembly. So we're doing this, like I said, well, I did this. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do Merry Christmas on all mine because that's what I need. I need Merry Christmas cards. So it's that easy. You can sit there and do whatever you want to do. Now, what they have you doing here is they have you putting dimensionals on here. And they give you plenty of dimensionals. I'm just going to save mine aside, though, because I saved it. I save those for when we do cards for kids in the hospital so I can give everybody some. That just makes it easier. So I'm just going to use my regular stash. However, I do take kits with me, right? When I go out places, sometimes I'll take them with me so that I can sit up there and work on them while I'm waiting, like at a doctor's office. I'm going to wait a while, or anywhere I know I'm going to sit and wait. I'll just bring it with me because it's just that easy to do, right? So in this case, they have a ribbon in here, and they want us to sit there and put the ribbon in between. So like I said, everything's right in here. And here's the dimensionals. But like I said, these are perfect for when we do cards for kids in the hospital, just to hand people one of those from the kits. And everybody just has their own to deal with and work with. All right, let me set those aside. And they have us putting this right in between, which, oh, they got tape on this. All right, so that's what I wasn't recognizing. But it is tape. I just have a roll here. So here's the roll of tape they gave us. So they actually have this. They got it underneath. Now, I'm not sure why you had to have the tape. You're going to have this underneath. But I'm just following the instructions, right? So we always follow the instructions at least once. And that way, if we want to modify it and all, we can. Now, this one has that they've got it where it looks like you're sitting up here and putting it between the dimensionals. And I'm just not sure I got enough space. We'll find out. Okay, now I've not done this on ribbon before, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, there we go. All right, and they just have us attaching it back here. And I'm just going to do mine like this. I'm trying to see which way they have it. Well, it's not going to really matter. I'm not going to even worry about it. All right, so I'm just going to put this down here. Now, they make it look like it's going right in between. So if I want to sit there and alter this just a little bit right now, this would be a great time to do that. Because see here, I can easily pull the ribbon off. So if you want to see, like I didn't feel like I didn't get it centered enough, and I still don't feel like I got it, because it's just enough, right? It's just enough to go on each end. Yeah, there you go. See, it's just got just enough to go on each end. All right. So mine might not look as smooth as theirs, but mine's wider. So as I'm looking at that, I'm just going to put it down because nobody's going to see the back of it, right? You know about it because you're watching, and anybody else that watches knows. If you don't watch, you won't know. And we're just going to get these off, and we'll stick it down on the card like they show it. I'm just doing Merry Christmas, because I like Merry Christmas. The others isn't bad, right? I most likely just stamp this on the inside. It says, joyful thoughts to you this season. I say I would just put that on the inside, because I want my Merry Christmas on the outside. So I'm going to put it right here, like they have it. Maybe a little bit more up there. And I think I got that centered. And then they just have us putting everything else on with dimensionals. That's what we're going to do. We're going to add some dimensionals. So yeah, if you should get together with us. We usually do it the last Sunday of every month. We almost didn't do it today because even I was tired from our retreat yesterday and need to get my throat back to normal basis. Because when you talk all day and then do bingo in the evening, right, you have a tendency to maybe lose your voice a little bit. So we had to work on that for today. But we are here. We are here. Miss Zoe will be here next time. Or if she comes, when she comes over, maybe we'll just do an impromptu live because we can, right? All right, we're just going to stick this right here. Now you do want to make sure when you stick this down that everything is inside the card base, like that. And let's see, now that was the other thing I was going to say, is you want to make sure this isn't going to come through. So this one I put too far down. So I'm going to just take that off, right? And it came off real easy. All right, because you're going to shut this, right? So you don't want your card to be stuck once you shut it. If I can get that off. Okay. Let me give you a new home somewhere else there. All right, let's put our dimensionals on this here. Then they've got this little bird. So we got a bird here. Right, and then we're going to have this bird up here, and it looks like, well, there's the little greenery. I was going to say, where's the extra little greenery? There it is. Again, so you just want to make sure this is going to be right inside. So you can see we have just a few spots we're going to actually be able to put it. We're going to put it here, and might be able to put it on the edge up there a little bit. We're going to have to work on the edges, right? So when you do something like this with a cut open window like this, we just want to make sure we watch where we're putting our dimensionals. Because I don't want to do it like I did earlier. And we just want to make sure it stays within, right? Within the card itself, so it's not going to be over. Now they actually showed using several of these. I'm not sure how they were able to do several. When we look at it, it looks like it's edge to edge. So I can put one maybe at the tip of this one here. And we know that if we do it edge to edge, again, right, I should be able to put one right down here. So if you feel like what you have is too large, then just take it edge like this here, and it'll tear off real easy. And that way it's just smaller. And then if you need to cut it down, you can cut it down. Let's see if I can get it. That was not right there. See, it's just going to be just like that. So yes, I need to be careful there. Just put a little bit right there. All right, let me get my scissors, and we're just going to trim it down. And these are real sharp on the end, and I'll tell you, it's so sharp that I accidentally just grazed my finger the other day because I was cutting something and I didn't realize. I was too busy watching what I was cutting and not paying attention that the tip point was going to actually touch my skin as I closed it. So I had to get a Band-Aid. Some peroxide. Okay, so see how we did it here? So again, see how this one, like right there, even though it looks like it should be totally there, it's not. So let's just go ahead and cut off a piece of it here as well. So if I can do it from this back side. On the next one, I'll sit there and make sure I got everything ahead of time, and so I got it cut so I don't have to do this way. Not that you can't do it, right? It's very forgiving if you gently pull on it. And it's not going to matter because it's going to be down, right? Okay, so I can feel back there that it's not there. And this one's not going to matter because this bird is going to come right on top of this one right here. So we can actually put dimensionals here without even worrying about it. And we'll put one of the leaves right here. Trying to see what they got here. Looks like they have it here, and they have one over here, maybe. So if I'm looking at the back, so if you don't know, so they actually just have one here. I'm doing two. Okay. It'll work. If not, then we would just pull it up just like we did the other one, right? Now, one thing that's not in here, so we're actually done making this card. That's how easy it is. I just had to watch out where I did my dimensionals, right? So the card is made. Now, one of the things that we did at the retreat yesterday that you can always do that just goes about just on anything is Rinka Stella. It's not in the kit, but you know what? You can always add whatever you have. If I had some ribbon handy that matched this, I might would add some additional ribbon or something else or bling. But it's not in the kit. I don't have anything handy that I can think of that would go with this. But I can at least add some Rinka Stella. And you're just going to see that it gives you just a little extra sparkle to go along with all the beautiful stuff they have in the paper already. So there you go. There is card number 1 where we did Merry Christmas. Okay? See if I can, I'm trying to hide that spot right there. There we go. All right. Here is the next card. Okay? And you can see we got a punch out on it too. So like I said, keep these because these can actually make a beautiful card. I mean, this would, look here, you could easily make something with this right there. So keep all your extra stuff. And it's already scored and tri-folded for us. So that all we have to do is just fold this over. And you can see the gold foil and all this. So when we look at this one, they're actually having the card fold up this way and out this way. Okay? So this time around, I think when they got us adding the ribbon there, I'm just going to go ahead and add it first and do it, and then I'll put the dimensionals around it. I think that'd be a lot easier. All right, so I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas again because it's all about Merry Christmas for me. I thought I'd just, yeah, here we go. Yeah. So we'll do another Merry Christmas. And we'll get the, like I said, we'll get the ribbon on first. And like I said, I sat there and stamped Christmas first because it's bigger, and that way I can center it the way I want it. And then I can center Mary right above it, wherever I want to do that as well. So they have it off to the left, which if you wanted to change that, you want to do something different, you could. Right? It's your card. You're making it. You can do it your way. Okay. And then we'll talk about here in a minute too, all the different colors that really go with this. They give you other options as well. We'll get this. We'll get our tearing tape that they have here, which is just nice and wide. So I hope they introduce something like this in the regular. They don't offer this for the regular Stampin' Up! Product. So I hope they incorporate some of the stuff from Paper Pumpkin into regular core products because they got a lot of good things going on. All right, again, we're just going to lay it down, center it. Before we get too serious about it, we can just make sure that we like it. Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, now we'll go ahead and add those dimensionals. And then we'll be done. And we just got to get our bird on here. Now, this is a beautiful cardinal. And when we get through these, I'll show you some stuff we made yesterday because we actually have a cardinal in there. It was inspired by a friend's cardinal that she has at her house. She's lived in her house for 4 years. And the cardinal came shortly after they moved there and has been there since. And it goes around pecking on the windows and looking for her. I've been there. I've seen it. It's like pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Alright, so we're just going to put our Merry Christmas right in here like they had. And then we have the greenery and the cardinal here that we're going to add to it. I was looking for the original one I had, so I didn't have to, but it's okay. I'll go ahead and get this one out here. I have a sheet I just had a minute ago. And then they have this right here with all the different berries on it. So, right, you don't even have to think. You can just make it the way they want it and that they've done it, and you're done, right? But we do like to show you alternatives in case you want to do an alternative. All right, so we're going to put a dimensional here. Put dimensional in the cardinal too, but we'll put one right here. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to put another one right here. Okay. I'm just going to do it right like this. In fact, theirs looks like it almost touches the tag there, right? So we'll do it even like that. And then we're going to put the cardinal on here, and they actually have you putting two dimensionals here. One by the head, and one by bottom. So if you can't see it, it shows you right here and right here. So if you're looking and saying you can't see it, I'll show you how it looks. See the little right there, those little circles or whatever it looks like? Actually, they're more in the shape of these right here. So that's just X marks the spot, right? They just show you how to do this. Oh, I see now that I was supposed to have stamped some greenery around the top up here. That's okay. I can still go and do that. That's not an issue. I know it's about the small stuff to me. That is small stuff. Now I'm going to have to look and see if the other one was supposed to have greenery stamped as well. Let me do this one first, though. Let's get our greenery out, because like I said, I like to follow directions, and it helps if I look to see. Because this is the only thing they added in on this is the leaves. Okay. All right, let me do that then. Just going to put on my block right here, up here. So it's nice, right? Because when you sit there and do this, it just gives it a nice little texture to it, even though it's just inked on. It just makes it look like it's got texture and depth. And they got it stamped here. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it right here because I know I got green ink still there. And they got it actually sort of sideways. So let me do that there. And then they got us doing it a couple spots on the bottom. So if you don't want to re-ink and they've got you just using partial of it, then just use the partial. And then take the other partial to the other spot. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this the partial down here to this other spot. See? And then they got a little bit more here, one more, and this card is done. That's how easy it is. And I didn't have to heat emboss to get the pretty foiled paper that they have on here. I'll show you where we heat embossed yesterday. Okay, so now we're done. Let me see if make sure on this other card I wasn't supposed to stamp any greenery. No. Okay, just double checking. Okay. I could have. Might have. Will. All right, so this is how easy this was to create. And we easily created these two right here, following the instructions. Right? Okay, now let's look at some other colors that they say that you can do this with. And that's what I'm going to see about making an alternative with after I show you what we made yesterday. So in the back here, the other back, right here it tells you coordinating colors. So they've got basic black, blueberry bushel, coastal cabana. We made some cards yesterday with coastal cabana for Christmas. Those came out pretty. Daffodil delight, garden green, granny apple green, gray granite, night of navy. I see night of navy going really well with this. Pumpkin pie, real red, and shaded spruce. So I did bring some of those up here just to show you and see if we want to do an alternative. Let me show you what I made yesterday. And it goes so well with the birds here, right? In the paper. And this is Nest of Winter. And these are some birds we made yesterday. So we could easily take what they've made and made it something like this. Here's another card we made at the retreat yesterday. So you see we had a cardinal already. So we could actually even do that, right? We could even take what we've got in the kit and do something like that. And then we actually made a birdhouse. And we said we added birds. Now this bird would be too big. But I think these birds would be just fine if you wanted to do it. And I actually had the red bird I was looking for a while ago from the first punch out. See how big this bird would be? So it's a pretty big bird. I mean, we could put it in the birdhouse, right? See how pretty that would be? So it's just, so the paper you see here is paper that goes with a Nest of Winter Sweet and all. And it has birds with it already. But you could take the ones from the paper pumpkin and make your alternatives just like what you did yesterday. This would be really, really nice. So there's just a lot of things that you can do, right? A lot of things you can do, and it's really nice when they give you something that coordinates with items and stuff that they already have, so you can make that happen. So what I thought we'd make for an alternative that I thought would be pretty is to take one of these envelopes, okay? So I brought some cardstock, and let me see from the back of this. Let's go see how it measured, because we're most probably going to have to size it down a little bit as I measure this right here, because this is a 5 3/4. So you have two options. You can either size it down, or you're going to have to make a bigger card. Now you can make a bigger card, right? We can make a 5 by 7 quite easily if we wanted to. We could make, let's see here, this is almost 6 inches. Let's see what we've got here sideways. So I would definitely fold this down. So let's see what we have sideways. So if this is 5.5 inches, this is, let's see, this is 5 3/4. So the standard cards we usually make is 4 1/4 by 5.5. So this is actually 1/4 of an inch larger. And then this one here, width-wise, is just a tad bit more than 4 1/4. Just a tad. So even if you took this off, it would actually fit that way. But when you come sideways, you would have to sit there and take it off at least 1/4 of an inch. Now, could we do that? We could sit there and get as close to this we can, but we still want a little white, right? So let's see what we can do. If not, I personally would just go to a bigger paper size. So let's see what we can do, because this would make a beautiful card by itself. Let me push it up so you can see what all I'm doing. I'll cover that light there. Thank you. All right, so here I'm just going to take off just a smidge on the edge, because I want as much of that green as I can get. Okay, because I really like this heat embossed green. Did I get enough of the edge to come off? Yes, okay. I need enough just so I can open it, right? And I'm gonna do it this way so that I can see what I'm doing. So again, I want to keep all of that green foil. Yes. All right, so I just did enough to get the edge off. Now you can see this one looks like it's a little less white than on this side, and that's fine. You know, it's sort of like anything else you do. You don't have to go haywire and sit there and like do everything off. Now see, you see the green right there? And that means that would be cut off the green. I don't want to cut off the green. All I want to do is cut off just a little bit more white so it looks just about the same as the other side. Well, okay. We're going to do just a little bit different more then. Okay, let's see if we can just, I just really need an edge. I call it a smidgen, right? Because it's not really that much, right? It's just enough. All right, so it looks like I'm not going to get my smidgen out of this. All right. Let's at least get the flap off. So we're going to fold it out like this, right? And I'll go ahead and cut the flap off, and then I can actually cut it just a little bit more than the flap because of the fact, again, so I can keep the white space here. See how it looks about all the same because we did that? And we'll do the same thing at the bottom. Now I'm going to hold on to this. I'm not sure what I would use it for, but you know what? I have about 4 weeks to decide if I want to use it for something or not. Because every Friday we do an alternative. And we post the videos on YouTube. And we're working at posting the pictures themselves. Let me get this out of here. Themselves on Instagram. There we go. Get that out of there. Okay. Yeah, so we talked about this yesterday. Whatever I have handy is usually what my tool is. Alright, so see, I didn't cut I got it close. See how close I got to the green? So now there's just barely hardly any white there. So now I have decisions. Now does that mean I'm going to go in and have to do this? Well, I really most probably will because I want it to look right. And for my opinion, for it to look right, and that's just me, right? Everybody's willing to do something different. I still didn't get it off. But see, I just don't want to cut off the green because if I cut off the green, then I'm going to have to use another envelope, and I don't want to do that. I just want to show you with one envelope and do it. Okay, so I did see how close I got to the edge there? So just do it, make everything the same. And again, just take your time. You know, if you're not comfortable with it, then wait. Or just do it, like I said, a smidgen at a time. And that way it'll be just fine. Okay? So like a recipe, right? If you're cooking a recipe and you needed to add some more salt, you're not going to dump the whole salt in there. You're going to do a little bit at a time until you get it right. Well, so we're right where you need it. So it's the same thing here. We're just going to take off a little bit at a time until we get where we want it. All right? So see how we got that? All right, now let's take our cardstock. So I told you there's 3 different kinds. There are different ones. So I only pulled 2 of the ones that they listed, but I brought a 3rd one just to show you about choices. Okay, so this one here is Real Red. And I think Real Red was on there, wasn't it? Yes, they had Real Red on there. I wasn't sure for a moment. I had to think about that. So this is Real Red, and this is Shaded Spruce. You see how definitely Shaded Spruce gives it a very, very rich color. Now, when I told you that, you know, it's the size of the card, you can see that this is just a smidgen over, right? Just a smidgen over. So then what I would do is I would make my card, unless you want to go to bigger piece of paper. If you want to go bigger piece of paper, then you're going to be doing your card something along this lines here, right? Now, I already cut mine, so I can't do that. But you could if you wanted to. Or we could just stick with the standard size card, and let's see how this is going to measure up for us. Let me get this out of the way. It's all about choices, right? And this is Poppy Parade. So Poppy Parade was not on their list, but I sat there, and Poppy Parade we used for several things because it just gave it a brighter color. I don't know if I would do that or not, but I just at least want to show you, right? Because we all like to have choices. Another color that I thought of that wasn't on their list was possibly Cherry Cobbler. Cherry Cobbler is another one I think would look really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do this. It's going to be a little over, and if I want to, I can trim it with my scissors. Get some adhesive here. Let me put the other cardstock out of the way. Get the adhesive on here. So right, we already know it's going to be over just a smidgen. So if I need to take my scissors and trim it off, I will. Let's see how that looked like that. I'm going to stick with this. Because that's what I saw first, and that's what I was thinking of first, okay? So I'm just going to line it up down here at the bottom. And I already know there's a little bit of white there, so let me go ahead and maybe line it up at the top. Okay, and you can see I'm really working hard, making sure my edges are right there. Okay, so you can see the back side. We got a little bit of white there that we can easily trim off. But here's what we're going to do is we're going to work on decorating the front of this, right? So we have options here. We have this right here. And I'm going to get the part that we had right here with it on the other one. So we can either leave it just like they had it here, or we can actually rotate things around, right? It's our card. We can do what we want to do with it. So it's just a matter, right? So again, this is how they had it here. And they had the cardinal right here in the middle of it, which we could do. Or like I said, we can actually just flip it around and just put the cardinal in the middle if we want to, right, like that. So let's do that. And I'm just going to do this one flat since this one's flat, and we can sit there and put the cardinal up. So I'm just going to make sure it's all in, right? We're going to make sure it's all inside the card. It doesn't bother me if it crosses over the green, right? Because this one here, green ends there. And then we're going to turn around and put our cardinal right up here with dimensionals. And then we're going to get our Merry Christmas in here. Now, I was looking to see if I had any berries left from yesterday. I'm not seeing that I have any. But I do have something that might go pretty well with this. Now, because we are doing this on the front of a card, we can actually put dimensionals all the way down if we want to, right? We could stamp greenery on here as well. I'm just going to put the cardinal right here. And then I'm going to get our Merry Christmas, and I'm seeing something right now that might work for us. We get our tag. So the nice thing is we did put this on Shaded Spruce cardstock, and our tags are done in Shaded Spruce, right, with the heat embossed on it, Shaded Spruce. Now if you wanted this look, you just need a tag. There's some tags already made that have the designs that you can stamp on them, and just stamp the image on the inside. I'm not sure that we have anything like that at the moment, but if we did, you could do that, right? So we're going to put Merry Christmas. What did I do with it? There's the ink spot. It's upside down. So we talked about this yesterday. We were looking for stuff, and people were looking for their stuff, and it was like, well, everything's when it's upside down, it's white, right? So everything's just, you're looking for something different, and everything's white. Now this would be, you know what, I'm just going to do this. Let's just do this. I just want to put this tag here or something just so I don't accidentally, I don't know if I have any ink still left on that leaf or not. I don't want to find out. I'm just going to do Merry Christmas right here. Yeah, see there's ink still in there. And I'm going to take the Merry. There you go. I didn't even use the tag, right? I didn't have to use the tag. So that's how easy it is to go and create this. Now I will add Wink Stella, right? Add some Wink Stella to the leaves here. And to the berries. You could if you wanted to the cardinal. I didn't. But you could, right? There we go. There we go. And then we just got some nice sparkle. Now if you had some bling, you could add your bling. I'm looking, we had these berries. Oh yeah, here they are. Oh yeah, these have been on back order more than once. But I could easily put these berries here. Now, these I actually colored with my Stampin' Blend. I used the cherry cobbler and I just sat there and dotted on the inside with the Stampin' Blends, and I colored the outside. Look how close they look to the ones that originally came in this. These were actually originally clear, and so I colored them. And you can see the ink that I left behind there. So I'm just going to actually put this right here. And I just added a little bling that I had extra of. So that's how easy it was to go and make an alternative card. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? It's not only about, see, I go to my face here. It's not only about making a card, right? It's about the fact that showing you how easy it is that we can create something and go out and share with somebody else and give it to them. I don't know about you, but I sent out about I don't know if it's over 100, but I know I send out at least 100 Christmas cards every year. And I send out other kind of cards as well, too, throughout the year. But at Christmas time, I send out at least 100 cards. So if you would like one, let me know, and we'll make sure you get one. But with that, go out there, create, share, and give, right? It's all about making a difference in someone else's life and touching their life and be a blessing to someone else. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I look to seeing you on Friday with Teach Me Nana. Bye.